Hello and welcome to FPL Mate, your best mate for Fantasy Premier League content for the 2020-21 season. My name is Dan and welcome to this very special deadline stream where we got a triple game week, guys. A triple game week for the first time in 14 years? Is it? 15 years? Absolutely crazy. This is unprecedented times. It's an absolutely mad one. It really is. I've got my scores from last week on screen at the moment, which, as you can see, are pretty tragic. But don't worry, because it's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life as an FPL player with so many players with the right fixtures. I'm pretty sure. I'm 90% sure of all my transfers now. Actually slightly changed my mind since the last video. We're still going to be following the same theme, but we've got 2 free transfers, so I thought, well, let's go all in. Let's go all in. But first of all, let's say hello. Let's see who is in here. We've got a new member, a new FPL Mate channel member, Pranay Vij. Thank you very much for subscribing as a member. Enjoy the stream. Enjoy the emojis, of course. And I'll keep an eye out for your name in the chat, of course. Sky's here. Sophie Watts is here. Sahil is here. Who else have we got? And Of course here. And Ethan Fernandez is here. And Luke. And Dan Cross, of course, is here moderating. So, hi guys, hello, welcome all, welcome members in particular. Thank you very much, as always, for subscribing as a member. If anyone wants to join as a member and you want to have access to the special emojis, and it helps me see your name in chat a little bit easier because it's highlighted you in green. It's got your little badge next to all your chat comments and your comments on videos as well. So it really helps me keep an eye out for you guys who are channel members. Costs 99p, less than £1 per month. That's the lowest I could set the price to, it really is. You can do that by clicking the join button on your screen, or you can click on the link at the top of my description if you fancy doing that. So all support is absolutely welcome. Thank you so much for anyone who is doing that. But aside from that, I think we talk about some FPL. So I think we just start off by showing you what I want to do with my transfers. Because I've been kind of thinking that I just, in many ways, want to go all in for the rest of the season. That last game week, you know, because I had 6 players in the Liverpool versus Manchester United game and not very strong enough bench really, it basically knocked me for 6. It sent me back so far in the overall rankings. That last game week destroyed me. It arguably destroyed my entire season. It's bad luck. It's one of those things that happens. Oh no, we're not going to get rid of Alexander-Arnold at all. It's one of those things that happens, but it's kind of like whatever. It's kind of like whatever. We'll get over it. But perhaps we'll try and have a little bit more fun for the rest of the season and try and go pretty aggressive. So this is kind of what I'm thinking. So I'm taking out Davinson Sanchez, who of course was an epic fail of a transfer in the first place. He was a wild card selection that did not pay off. And we're going to get rid of Kane and bring it in Calvert-Lewin. Now the reason for that is because Harry Kane, I've looked at the fixtures for the rest of the season. I'm not going to actually captain Kane for the rest of the season. It looks like I'm going to captain, obviously, a Manchester United player this game week, and then it's going to be Salah for the final 3 game weeks. So Kane's not going to be a captain at any point in the rest of the season. RP, thank you very much for joining as a member, by the way. Really, really appreciate that. Isaac Allen says, does that 99p go to you or YouTube? It goes to me. It helps support the... it does help support the channel. But like I say, it's the lowest price I could fit that YouTube will let me set it to, but I just wanted people to get involved a little bit easier and give more people access to emojis. It's not really a money-making scheme or anything like that, but it does help support the channel a little bit, you know. It's equivalent of buying me a beer every like 5 months. You know, if you're a member for 5 months, you bought me 1 beer. So it's like, you know, it's not a lot of money. It's not going to change my life, but all the support is absolutely massively appreciated. It really is. And if there's 5 of you who are members, that buys me a beer a month. So I'm very, very appreciative of that. But anyway, back to this. So, yeah, Kane is not going to be my captain for the rest of the season. Now, there's not a game week where I think, oh, I'd like to captain Kane. So, for that reason, I don't need him. I'm thinking of, well, I'm most likely going to transfer out Kane in the final game week anyway, because I fancy just whilst we're on this theme of fun, I fancy having a go of swapping Kane to Aguero in the final game week 38 anyway. So that just leaves game week 35, 36, and 37. So 3 game weeks. Harry Kane over 3 game weeks plays 3 games. Dominic Calvert-Lewin plays 4 fixtures over 3 game weeks. So already, even if Calvert-Lewin scores 25% less than Kane on average, we have got that massive bonus that Calvert-Lewin does have that extra game. So that is going to affect that. It's not even 25%. It'd be about, a third, 33%. Also, we have with Calvert-Lewin this game against West Ham. West Ham are pretty bad defensively at the moment. The other double is Aston Villa. Aston Villa have dropped off completely defensively. They're doing pretty badly defensively. Then we've got Sheffield United. So over the next 2 game weeks, who's going to score more, Harry Kane or Dominic Calvert-Lewin? Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Surely, easily he does. He's going to start every game. It's just going to be brilliant. Plus, I can use the money to get Digne. Before I was talking about getting Michael Keane. Some Everton fans suggested that although Michael Keane is going to play most games, there is no guarantee that Michael Keane is actually going to be nailed on for every single game. Whereas Luca Digne is going to be nailed on for every single game. So, also by doing this switch, I may have gained an extra game. If Michael Keane gets rested for 1 game over the next 3-4, suddenly then it's suddenly worthwhile again doing this very switch and getting Luca Digne. So for many, many reasons, this looks good. I've got future game week transfers planned, but then I had them planned before. I've got a couple of differentials I want to go for. For example, I'm strongly considering bringing in Mahrez next game week. I want to bring in Stuart Dallas. That's not a differential, I know. Calvert-Lewin, interestingly, is likely to be a differential this game week because although his overall ownership is pretty high, what's it at now? It's got to be over 20%. Yeah, 29.8%. Last game week, in the top 200k players, Calvert-Lewin was only owned by something like 9% of players. So that's still a differential. Obviously, this week it'll be a little bit higher. His effective ownership, is going to be, more like 15% probably, maybe, amongst the top players. Maybe for effective ownership, maybe not ownership. So in that sense, he's still going to be a massive differential and a really, really nice one as well. So there's that as well. Digne is going to be a little bit of a differential as well, I think. So there's lots of bonuses. People are kind of suggesting, where's Bruno? I knew that. People have been commenting on my video all week. Where's Bruno? I'm not going to switch out I've got 3 Manchester United players already. I'm not going to switch out a Manchester United player and bring in a new one. I've already got my triple Manchester United already, and I'm very happy with them as well. I'm lucky enough to have the triple Man United. I'm lucky enough to have the triple Liverpool players. Yeah, a few people suggesting maybe they prefer Kane, and yeah, I'm not fully surprised by that. I at the end of the day, I feel like over the last 5 game weeks, Calvert-Lewin has, for shots, expected goals, big chances, things like that, Calvert-Lewin has only slightly underperformed Harry Kane. And then you add an extra game for Calvert-Lewin and it suddenly seems much more worth it. Remember, with an extra game, it's not just, an extra opportunity for a goal, it's also an extra opportunity to get, bonus points and stuff like that. So it could work out really well. So this is exactly what I'm thinking. It frees up a nice amount of money to do different stuff with. For example, I can upgrade Vidra quite easily. I can upgrade Iheanacho if I want to. I could just do a few upgrades and everything will be absolutely fantastic. And it'll give me a really strong team as well, where I can sort of spread the money out a little bit, which is very nice and it's exactly what I want to do. So there you go. This is what I'd do. And then next game week, I'd just do a -8, which I'm not really that bothered about. I mean, the amount of people who will be taking -4s and -8s this week, I mean, I've got 2 free transfers, so I wouldn't be taking a minus this week. Loads of people are going to take minuses this week. Loads of people are going to take minuses next week. I think I'll probably be doing less minuses on average over that. So that's not really an issue for me. I've got no issue with that. Taking a -8. And plus, it's more fun. Which is I've kind of just, when I look at last game week destroying my rank, I kind of just got to have a little bit of fun. Be a little bit, not silly necessarily, but this doing this move would load me up with every single one of my player would have at least a double game week, and 3 of them would have a triple game week. That's amazing. That's insane. So I'd have a very fun time watching the football this game week, which will hopefully make up for the miserable time last game week that I had. And then, we can make a few more fun moves, bringing in players like Mahrez, upgrading, to Vidra to Wood, probably get Iheanacho to Antonio, I'll go Castagna to Dallas, and we'll build a fun little team that are, I'm in a few differentials and I'm enjoying playing it, really. There'd be no Kane and Son, who, with Kane and Son, it's like when they score, it's kind of meh, because everyone else has them anyway, and I do think I can outscore them with other players. So, we'll do that, and then next season, we'll go again. Less randomness. This season's been plagued with injuries for me, which really set me back first half of the season. I was getting sort of some of you guys will remember, it was literally an injury every single week to a key player. Every single time I was trying to make transfers that I wanted to make, and then I just get an injury, and I could never really progress my team, which was just frustrating. And I was a little bit. I was not playing. I'll admit I was not playing very well. I wasn't playing very good FPL at the beginning of last season, but I've learned a lot. I really have this season. I've learned so much, but also the randomness that's happened. The fixtures moving, being cancelled at last minute, switching around to unexpected places. It's been so difficult and added this random element. So yeah, we'll have some fun at the end of this season. We'll go again much stronger next season. Much stronger. But that's what FPL is about. First and foremost, it's about having fun, isn't it? And this is definitely how I'm going to have some fun with my team. So let's do that. Let's do that now. Someone in the chat has suggested that I talk too much. So the remainder of the stream will be in silence. No, let's confirm those transfers, and let me show you my team, and then guys, I promise you, I'll get to the chat. We'll get to the chat. So now we look kind of like this, except with Rashford captain. I think that's sensible. Well, sensible maybe not the right word, but and then we have that, which. I don't know what you think, guys, but that looks huge. When I look at this team, that's enormous. This is a score of well over 100. This could be a score of 150. But well, maybe that's a bit ambitious, but you won't be too surprised. Like, how often do you have, how many fixtures do I have to play? All 11 have 22. So then an additional 3. So 25 fixtures. 25 potential fixtures that my players will have with 11 players. 25 fixtures. Now, if that's not an incredibly fun game week, I have no idea what will be. So there we go. That's what we're done. I'm going to captain Rashford. And I'll tell you for why. He played, 18 minutes of football last night? I was going to captain Greenwood initially. But Greenwood playing 90 minutes against Roma kind of put me off a little bit. Not because I don't think Greenwood's a good option. I still think he's a very good option. But it makes me think maybe Greenwood is not going to play all 3 games. And then Rashford has much of a better chance of playing all 3 games. Much better chance of playing all 3, which is obviously a huge bonus. A few people might say, well, Rashford, he's had some injury problems. I think it was like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer literally came out and said, he did have a little bit of a foot injury, but we're past the worst of it. That was 2 weeks ago. So I'm assuming he's fine by now. I mean, you'd hope he's fine by now. So, going into this first game, obviously the Aston Villa away game is the best fixture. So the key is who is going to be playing in the best fixture, the first fixture. And with Greenwood playing 90 minutes, kind of makes me say, okay, Rashford definitely starts the best fixture, which is a huge plus. Rashford, I know he's not got a massive appeal. Lots of people are not massively keen on Rashford, but remember, guys, Rashford is he's one of the highest scoring players this season. So if you go to midfielders, oh, you don't even need to go to midfielders. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So Rashford is the 8th highest scoring player in FPL this season. That's pretty mad. If you go to midfielders, in terms of midfielders, he's number 4. He's the 4th highest scoring midfielder this season. And he's got triple game week. And he's rested. On that fact alone, you've got to have a little bit of confidence in him. Well, I have anyway. So that's my thinking. That's where I'm at. I don't think I'm going to change my mind on anything. Someone would have to put out a serious argument for me to switch to Greenwood captain. It's just not happening. Rashford's my guy. And he's a great differential captain as well. Absolutely fabulous. So there you go. That's where I'm at, guys. And yeah, with that said, I think we can talk a little bit about some of your teams. We'll see what you guys are up to. So, Joel Providence says, who would you triple captain? I would triple captain Bruno Fernandes if I had the option. Ollie DLC says he's carrying an injury. Yeah, like I said a minute or two ago, he was carrying an injury, and according to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, 2 weeks ago, he said, yeah, the injury, he's past the worst of his foot injury. He's past the worst, and they're really happy with his progress. That was weeks ago. So by now, you would probably, there's not been an update. No one said, oh, it's got worse. So by all kinds of logic, you'd suggest that Rashford is probably in a much better position now. He's been managed. He's been, he's been sorted out. He's been rested, and now he's good to go again. I would say so anyway. And he's clearly been rested for a reason. I think there was a good chance that Rashford starts as the central striker against Aston Villa. I really do think so. He played as a central striker against Burnley, I think it was. So, yeah. Looks pretty good to me. But if you're asking me, if I had a straight choice between Rashford and Fernandes, of course I would still go for Fernandes. But Fernandes is the better option. But for me personally, I'm not going to switch things about. But if you guys have the opportunity to go for Bruno Fernandes over Rashford, then yeah, for sure, I would definitely do that. Captain Greenwood or Salah? That's an interesting question. I think I would go for Greenwood just because of the excitement of the triple game week. But Salah is still a fantastic captain option, John Hemingway says, would you do Digne in for Target for a -4, mate? Probably not, because Target does have a double game week this game week, and also will play next game week as well, right? So, I don't know. Do you think Digne is going to outscore Target by 4 points? Perhaps you say yes. Perhaps you do think Digne is going to outscore Target by 4 points. And if you think that, then yeah, why not go for Digne? To be fair, Aston Villa don't have very good fixtures for the rest of the season, so potentially you could do that. If you can do a straight swap, and you're happy to spend the extra money. 87 says, -12 for Zaha, Trent Alexander-Arnold, DCL from Trossard, Kane, Diaz, good. It's pretty extreme doing a -12. I mean, you've already made a transfer this game week, right? But yeah, you wouldn't really want Trossard. You perhaps wouldn't want Diaz. You probably would want Zaha, Trent Alexander, and DCL. Well, the good news is that all three of those players do play next game week as well. So for that reason, yeah, maybe do that. Yeah, it looks pretty good, to be fair. It's not an ideal situation, 87, but I can understand why you do it, and I wouldn't blame you. Bluetooth Isle says, now you made me thinking. DCL and... Oh, hang on, I've lost it. There you go. I will catch up with these super chats, guys. Thank you so much, by the way, all of you who are super chatting. DCL and Trent Alexander-Arnold or Maguire and Greenwood. First option, I don't need to make -4 for blank game week. I've got 2 free transfers. Buy a beer. Nice one, man. I'll definitely buy a beer with that money. Thank you, boy. DCL and Trent Alexander-Arnold or Maguire and Greenwood. Well, the comments came out today that Maguire is perhaps not going to be starting as frequently. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has kind of commented on the fact, yeah, he's played 90 minutes every single game, and that's not going to be able to continue forever. So maybe Maguire is feeling the effects of playing too much football a little bit. In which case, it makes him less appealing, doesn't it? Trent Alexander-Arnold is obviously a fantastic option, and so is DCL. you know, when Liverpool play against Manchester United, are Manchester United going to be worn out and tired from all of the football that they played? Potentially. So, I don't know. I still would rather have the double game week player. So maybe balance it. Maybe do one of DCL and Trent Alexander-Arnold, and then, you know, one of Maguire or Greenwood. If when I'm looking at that now, even though Maguire and Greenwood have triple game weeks each, DCL and Trent Alexander-Arnold over 2 game weeks looks a little bit better, doesn't it? You know, a lot better, in fact. So yeah, perhaps go for that, man. Car6 says Greenwood for Mount, -4, Zaha for captain. Interesting. Don't know if would I do Greenwood for Mount? Yeah, I probably would do Greenwood for Mount for a -4, just because I think Mount is going to be rested, rotated. Chelsea have the FA Cup final, of course, so maybe Mount gets a rest. You know, there is a lot of rotation in that Chelsea side at the moment, as we know. Greenwood has the triple game week, so even if he only plays 1, even if he plays 2, even if he comes on off the bench, he's still going to do really well. Zaha for captain is an interesting one. If you really want to back it, fair enough. But be prepared that it might not work out, because Zaha is one of those troll players who, you know, he gets hyped up massively, and then things sometimes may not go to plan with him. So do be aware of that. He is a massive troll player. He's trolled me, 3 times this season I've brought him in. One time he got COVID. I had to transfer him out. Another time he got injured, like a bad injury, and I had to transfer him out because he was out for like 6 weeks. I can't remember what happened the other time. I think he just got like 3 2-pointers in a row because, like I said, he's a massive troll. So yeah, be careful with Zaha. I would probably just go for a Manchester United player for captain to be safe. If I had both Zaha and Greenwood, I would probably go for Greenwood for captain, to be honest. Goy says, who do you think is better for captain, Zaha or Iheanacho? Like I said, Zaha is an interesting differential captain, but it scares me a lot. If you're brave enough to go for Zaha, fair enough, you go for it. You know, if you have that gut feeling, you really want to do it, then by all means. But if I had both Zaha and Iheanacho in my team, I would probably opt for Iheanacho, just because the form that Iheanacho is in, the fact that they play West Ham, the fact that not West Ham, Newcastle, sorry, which is a really, really nice fixture, one of the best fixtures you can possibly get. Manchester United away, although it doesn't look like a bad fixture on paper, again, this is the middle fixture, right? The Leicester versus Manchester United game. It's the fixture on Tuesday. Have I got that right? I think I've got that right. But anyway, or is it Monday? Could be Monday. Either way, this is the middle game for Manchester United against Leicester. So, you know, you might think, okay, the middle game, is that where the most rotation is going to play a part? Is that not necessarily going to be the apex of the worn out legs, the tiredness, but that could be the game where there's a lot of rotation in that game against Leicester, and then back to full strength squad for the Liverpool game for Manchester United. So in that sense, a weakened Manchester United team, a tired Manchester United team that Iheanacho would be playing against, I genuinely do think I feel a lot more comfortable captaining Iheanacho this game week than Zaha. I don't think the fixtures are as bad as you think, and I just think Iheanacho is in such fabulous form. It's just amazing to see, isn't it? So I would have confidence in that one. So hopefully that helps. The FPL guy, thank you very much for joining as a member of the channel. Enjoy the emojis, bro. There's plenty of different emojis. I think now we've got a few more members, because the more members I have, the more emojis that YouTube will let me make. So hopefully I'll be able to add a few more emojis soon. Perhaps I have to ask members what kind of emojis they want to see on the channel. Sunday Aston Villa, Tuesday against Leicester, Thursday Liverpool. Okay, yeah. I've got my days one off, I think. I had it in my head that Manchester United were playing on Saturday, but of course they're playing on Sunday, which is just crazy, by the way. How they haven't managed to move Manchester United's game to the Friday or Saturday slot is just amazing. But, you know, that's TV for you. They're not just going to let you move things when things have already been scheduled in, are they? So, and why would the other clubs let you swap as well? They wouldn't be happy. So in that sense, it makes sense, but, man, Manchester United, the fact they're playing a game, day off, playing a game, day off, playing a game. It's insane. The FPL guy, the new member, says, "Hi Dan, how you doing, mate? I'm pretty good, my boy. Should I take an 8-point hit? Lingard, Son, Harrison, and Rafinha out. Incoming captain Greenwood there. Wow, that's a lot of a lot of transfers. Zaha, Ward-Prowse, and City. Your thoughts? No, I think I think you'd perhaps gone one step too far with that. I don't know if I'd take a -4 for that. I mean, Zaha's fine, Siggy's fine, Greenwood's fine. Ward-Prowse, I'm yet to be convinced by, if I'm honest. I would maybe just do a -4 if it meant, you know, the difference that Ward-Prowse is going to make from Rafinha, I don't think is that significant. So no, I perhaps tone it back a little bit. I don't think there's any issue with attacking this game week, particularly if you're not happy with your rank and you really want to progress, and you maybe want to have a little bit of fun. You want to progress your rank, and you're not trying to play safe or anything like that. There's no problem with taking hits and stuff, as long as you're aware of whether you'd have to take any hits next game week, which I would, by the way. Well, I am going to have to. Luke Price says, "Can't get 3 times United as Salah without a -8. Should I do it?" I don't think you need 3 times United, particularly if it's going to screw you over next game week. If 3 times United means you take a -8 this week and then have to take a -4 next game week, then, you know, is it really worth taking a -12? Probably not. It depends on your team, though. You know, it's so hard to say, you know, should I take a minus for this? Should I take a minus for that? You kind of got to work it out a little bit yourself, in the sense that some players are gonna, some FPL players are gonna really be stitched up for next game week, and you're gonna find, oh, I've got all these Leicester players, I've got all these Chelsea players, I've all got all these Manchester United players, and suddenly you've taken a -8 to get a good team for this game week, and then you've got to take another -8 just to get starting, you know, 9, 10, 11 players for next game week. And that really is a nightmare you don't really want to find yourself in, because that's a lot of minuses. Chris Freddy, a regular around here. Transfer out Cedric, Sanchez, and Vidra. 2 transfers available. You look at my team just now. Bench boost as well. I look at your team just now. I don't know where your team is, Chris Freddy. Transfer out yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'd want to take out Vidra, just because you can just put Vidra on the bench, because he plays this game week against Fulham, and he's got a fixture next game week as well, so against Leeds, right? So Vidra I'd kind of probably want to keep. I wouldn't want to transfer him out. Cedric and Sanchez, completely understand why you'd want to take them out. And then after you've done that, you've got 2 transfers available. You don't have to take a hit or anything. And then you can use your bench boost and everything is hunky-dory. So maybe do something like that. Pranay Vij says, "Hey Dan, how you doing? Should I play Joe Ward or Jota in my 11? Crystal Palace are kind of the... I was looking at some stats earlier, and on expected goals conceded over the last 5 game weeks, I think I looked at. Crystal Palace are bottom of the leaderboard. They're the worst defence in the league on that metric. So I would, even though the fixtures look pretty good for Crystal Palace, I would favour the attackers over the defenders. You know, Crystal Palace are just not in a great place defensively right now, unfortunately. So for that reason, I would back the attacker, go for Jota. Hopefully that helps. Start Lingard or Rudiger. Play the double game week player. Play Rudiger. A few people asking about captains. Just go, if you can go for a Manchester United player as captain, then go for a Manchester United player as captain. Juan Fernando Espinosa says, "Should I keep Fernandes or get Salah?" Definitely keep Fernandes and captain him. Oh, no way you should be transferring out Bruno Fernandes for Salah this game week. No way. I would never be doing that. Luke V says, "Hi Dan, Lingard or Woods?" Yeah, you'd say on form, probably Wood. Lingard's kind of gone off it a little bit over the last game or 2. Play Lingard or Holding. Again, Holding, double game week. got to fancy that a little bit. I think just back the double game week players, and if both your players play a double game week, back the attacker. You know. Sky says Palace aren't that bad defensively. They've just not had the easiest fixtures. Okay, let's refresh my memory. Let's open up the screen as well a little bit more so you can see the whole thing. Let's go on Crystal Palace, and who am I going to choose as the example Crystal Palace player? Well, there's only one man for the job. History. So they've had. Oh yeah. Oh no, they haven't. Well, you know they've had some tricky fixtures. You know. Chelsea don't score a lot of goals, so to concede 4 to Chelsea, 1 to Everton, you know, did they lose to West Brom or beat them? I can't remember now. What game was that? 28? I imagine they probably beat them. I don't think West Brom had won a game then. They won in. They've won their games a bit more recently than that, haven't they? West Brom. So that would have been a Crystal Palace win. Yeah, they're not ideal fixtures, but at the same time, conceding 4 to Spurs, that's not great. That kind of puts them on the same level as Sheffield United. Conceding 4 to Chelsea, you know, again, that's the kind of scoreline you'd expect against a team, you know, a team like Sheffield United. So you can say they've been tough fixtures, but they have conceded a lot of goals. You shouldn't be conceding that many goals. When was the last time they had a clean sheet? It was against West Brom. Yeah, I know. I'm not. You know, if you want to argue that perhaps Crystal Palace are not as bad as the stats suggest, then I'll probably agree with you. To be fair, I do agree with that. Looking at those fixtures, I do agree. It's maybe a little bit harsh on them, what I've just said about them. But at the same time, you know, I don't think you should be too confident about the Crystal Palace defence. You know. I certainly wouldn't be. But, you know, Sheffield United game is a fantastic fixture. Reefer, thank you very much, Reefer, for becoming a member of the channel. Really appreciate that, my dude. If you've got a message, I'll keep an eye out for it and try and help you out. If I can. Chris Freddy says, transfer in Holgate and Sofal for Cedric and Sanchez. I wouldn't go for Holgate, and the reason why I do think Holgate is going to be dropped, he's not been playing very well recently, Holgate. He's been covering Keane in Keane's injury absences. So if you're just looking for clean sheets, I would say go for Godfrey. If you're looking for a good chance of playing all games and then potential, you know, goals from headers, then look at Michael Keane. And then finally, if you're not that bothered if the player plays every game, but you know they have a little bit more about them, you know they can, you know, get in attack and stuff like that, then Coleman's going to be your man, but Holding, I would not be going for Holding. I really do think he's going to be dropped against Newcastle, and that's the best fixture. I really think that Holgate comes out the team and Keane comes in. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Will Shaw says, hi Dan, would you bring Greenwood in for Son? Yeah, maybe. I would arguably do Rashford in for Son, though. Well, you know, they're a similar price, aren't they? Luke V says, what will be the next emoji? I'm not sure yet. I wonder if anyone can gain legend status on the FPL Mate channel. You know, if Rashford scores like a worldy amount of points this game week, then maybe he gets one. But I like to switch them in and out anyway, depending on who the players in form. We had like we had De Bruyne before, we had Kane before when he was on flames. I think we had Son at one point. But now, recently, it's because it's been all about Iheanacho and Lingard. They've got their own emojis. Ferguson is probably going to stay as an emoji just because he's an icon of the channel. Morpay is probably going to stay as an emoji because he is an icon of the channel. But the other guys probably rotate a little bit, unless someone that can get true legend status. Maybe Lingard's earned it by now. 87 says, players with 31 games, bench boost or triple captain. Bruno with 22 games. Ooh. 31 games is insane. I would probably go for the triple cap, not the bench boost, sorry. Particularly if you're struggling on who to pick in your first 11 and who to bench. If you've got a really strong bench and you're actually thinking, oh, I'd quite like to play some of those players on my bench, then yeah, I think I'd go for the bench boost 87, to be honest. Triple captain, you can use kind of at any point. I guess. Maybe you fancy triple captain on Bruno. But if you've got a really strong bench, the bench boost, particularly if some of your bench players have double game weeks as well, and you think they're going to play both games, I think that could be really nice. Luke V says, can you emoji yourself? Yeah, potentially. We can do that. Sophie Watts says, never get rid of Ferguson. Don't worry. We might do him a new emoji next year in the new Crystal Palace kit, but that's about it. Sky says, I mean, Zaha would be an emoji shout. Yeah, we had Zaha for a while for his neck tattoos. His neck tattoo heroicism. But he's gone a bit out of fashion, I think. Luke says, as you're a legend, bye. Yeah, the buy, sell, keeper void emojis, they're going to stay as well because we do like them. A few more people saying Holgate. Yeah, as I said to, who did I say it to? Was it Chris Freddy? I said about Holding. I really wouldn't go for Holding. Holding would be the last defender, really, that I'd be going for from Everton. I prefer Keane, I prefer Godfrey. My top 3 Everton, no, well, you know what? My top 4 Everton defenders, because I do have a top, somehow I have a top 4 Everton defenders. Ardinia, then Michael Keane, then Ben Godfrey, and then Seamus Coleman. So Holgate wouldn't even make my top 4. And considering 3 of those guys are the same price as Holgate anyway, I think. How much is Holgate? Like 4.8 million? Around somewhere between 4.8 and 5 million, right? Yeah, I'll be going for the other 3. Holgate, I really do think he's been in pretty bad form. I think he does need to... I don't think he'll be in the team against Newcastle. Against West Ham. Hasib says, hey Dan, Short or Greenwood for triple captain? I'll probably go for Greenwood. You know, you want to go for an attacker in an ideal world, don't you? Of course, there's Aguero emoji as his work for warped it for all the FPL years. Walked it? You retracted the message off call. Warped it. We'll go for warped it. He's warped it for so many years. I'll tell you what. If Aguero gets... Oh, the thing is, it'll be the end of the season. We'll have to switch to some different emojis in the off-season, won't we? Don't know. I might do an Aguero emoji if I transfer in Aguero for the final game week. And we'll just have Aguero as an emoji for the final game week. That would be pretty funny. Pranay says, I am wildcarding this week. Should I get Nat Phillips or Kabak? If you want to save a bit of money, I don't see the issue with going for Nat Phillips. I think Nat Phillips and Kabak are the two centre-backs, aren't they? In an ideal world for Liverpool. I would say that maybe Kabak is slightly more nailed on, but there's not really much in it. Of course, there's, sorry, earned it. Ah, he's earned it. That makes a bit more sense. He has earned it, to be fair. Badru says, hi Dan, Vardy, Son and Cody out for DCL, Maguire and Rashford in for a -12. No. Yeah, no. Because you've got... Vardy has a double game week anyway. Maguire and Rashford don't even have a fixture next game week, so you're going to have to take more minuses to fix that. So, yeah, no, I don't think so. Pickford Dina DCL, let's go from Reefer. Yeah, I like that, man. I like that combination a lot. I like that a lot. Fadil Khan says, hi Dan, what were your transfers? I ended up doing, interestingly, Davinson Sanchez out, Harry Kane out, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin in, and Luca Digne in. So 2 Spurs guys out and 2 Everton players in. Call me crazy, fine. But I'm pretty confident about that. I like these moves a lot. Fazid Ali says, start Lingard or Rudiger. Probably go for Rudiger, just because he's got the potential for a double game week. Roll the dice. Roll the dice on those double game weeks. Why not? Adam Pearce says, Rafinha surely deserves the emoji for his efforts this season. Yeah, I kind of agree. Pranay says, Nat Phillips is a mil cheaper than Kabak, so buy Nat Phillips. Yeah, that's kind of where I would probably land on that one, to be honest. Fadil says, wow, -8. I think that's crazy. If you're talking about my team, I just used my 2 free transfers. I had 2 free transfers, so I've not taken any minuses. I'm pretty blessed, to be fair. I'm pretty happy. Luke V says, sell Kane, you are crazy. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I'm crazy. Like I said on Twitter, like I said earlier on in the stream, last game week destroyed my rank. Any chance of getting a good rank is pretty much out the window now, unless I do something crazy and take a chance and be bold. So that's exactly what I'm going to be doing, and also fun. Also, this is a far more fun way of playing FPL. You know, if Kane blanks tomorrow against Leeds, and by the way, there's a very good chance that Kane does blank against Leeds tomorrow, then suddenly this transfer is going to look like it was a very, very good move, you know. Regard Go Power says Johnston or Sanchez. I don't actually know who West Brom are playing this game week. They're playing Arsenal. Of course they are. Yeah, well, no. Yeah, you don't... You know, as bad as you might think Arsenal are, you don't start... You're trying to avoid starting your goalkeeper against them when the alternative is Wolves. So, yeah. No, you start Sanchez out of those 2 goalkeepers. In my personal opinion, anyway. Badry says, "Can I do that if I have 11 for next week?" You can do what you like. Yeah, I mean, it makes it if you have 11 next week, that makes it a much softer blow. Sophie says, "I love Rafinha as an emoji. He's been amazing." Yeah, I do agree. We can think about doing that for sure. Should I play Azpilicueta? Yeah, definitely. Double game week and all that. Bench 1 out of Saka, Holding, and Son. Oh, maybe bench. It's going to sound controversial. No, it's not. Bench Saka, maybe. I would probably play Holding. Saka and Holding, both with double game weeks. I think you just play the double game week players. You know, worst case scenario, you'd expect both those players to play 2 games each, so 4 points from each of them. You know, yeah. Saka and Holding, I would say. Probably. It's a tough question, though, for sure. I would play Holding and then just choose out of Son and Saka, but the double game week is just, you know, I just feel like you if there's a double game week, you just play the odds. You play the odds. Play Dallas or Lingard. I would play Lingard out of those 2, I'd say. Maybe, probably. Well, that is tough still. But back to the attacker. Badri says Rashford or Greenwood to transfer in. I prefer Rashford, hence I'm captaining Rashford, you know. Pranay says, what are your views on Euro Fantasy League? I like it. I play it every time it comes around. It's been 5 years since the last one, which seems crazy. But yeah, we'll be... I mean, I'm hoping to do a little bit of Euro Fantasy content on here if anyone's interested. I don't know if we'll do like 1 video a week or 2 video a week Euro Fantasy, and then we'll just do some other FPL videos on the side as well. Dylan DS says, why do I feel you're going to have a real bad game week? How? You know, none of my players could score a single goal, get a single assist, and I would still end up with like 50 points with this team, man. Like, look how many fixtures there are on this screen. An insane amount of fixtures. It's mad. So I would be very surprised if this team performs poorly this game week, right? If not trying to be different, would you take Salah, Rashford, or Greenwood captain? If not trying to be different, then perhaps you just go for Salah, maybe. Rashford and Greenwood do both carry their own risk. Salah on a double game week is a fabulous captain, let's be real. Chris Freddy says, hit to transfer in DCL for Kane. Interesting. I don't know. Would I take a hit to do that? I mean, I am effectively taking a hit to do that, to be fair. Do I think that Calvert... It depends. what are you going to spend the rest of the money on? If the rest of the money can be used effectively to spend elsewhere, for example, the rest of my excess Kane money went on upgrading and bringing in Luca Digne for this game week. So in that example, it's just a good, a good net transfer, right? But really, if that's not helping you, then if the excess money is just going to sit there in the bank, then perhaps not. Ofka says, will Euro Fantasy have a new artwork? Hope so. That'd be interesting to see your stars. Me too, man. Yeah. Yeah, I will probably do some different thumbnails at the very least. I might rebrand the channel temporarily, just make it, what Euros colours are usually blue, aren't they? So I'll maybe make like a blue theme on my channel for a little bit, just for the month. Could be pretty fun. We'll still be FPL, mate, though. We won't be Euro, mate. Pranay says, what are you planning to make videos on in the future? We're going to do all kinds. We're going to do Euro stuff. We're going to do videos kind of reflecting on this season. We're going to do videos making predictions about next season. So last year, for example, before any of you had heard of me, this is when I was on, like 500 subscribers last summer. Before the game came out, I was doing sort of, predicting the most expensive players, price predictions on players for FPL, position changes, predictions. So, for example, in that I predicted, because Aubameyang last season was a striker, I said in that video, for example, I think this season Aubameyang will be a midfielder. And alas, he is a midfielder. So yeah. There'll be plenty of content. Don't worry about that, guys. And also, I'll be the preseason. There'll be loads of stuff, like non-stop content. As soon as the next year's game drops and you can start selecting your team, it's gonna be non-stop. I'm telling you, it's gonna be crazy. And I would have quit my day job by then as well, so that will help me make even more content. And we're just gonna go mad with it. We might do a podcast. We'll probably do some merch. We're gonna go mad. We're gonna do everything. I'm gonna dedicate my life to FPL, and I hope you guys will join me. Chris Freddy says, make an emoji of one of the followers. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It could be a bit weird. Could be pretty fun though. Maybe do whoever wins the FPL mate mini league. We probably should talk a little bit about FPL though, because there is only 11 minutes left. So a few people, yeah, Absolute Sovereign says Keane, Coleman or Holgate. Like I said earlier, don't really like Holgate that much. Keane, I would probably prefer to Coleman, to be honest. Lacazette or DCL. DCL is definitely the player I'd go for out of Lacazette and DCL. That's from Renjith. Salah or Greenwood captain, who's better in your opinion? I'm not sure. A lot of me, if you want to play fun, captain Greenwood, but Salah's probably the safer bet if I'm completely honest. Addy says, Azpilicueta, Ceballos, doubles, or Bale to start. No, forget about Ceballos. Bale on his form, you would go for him, wouldn't you? Sky says, if we need a Dan Cross emoji. You know what? For all his hard work, I think we do need a Dan Cross emoji. Because he has been non-stop moderating every single stream this entire season. So loyal. And, well, Dan knows I'm very, very appreciative of what he does here. So, yeah. He says, no thanks. No one wants to see my mug all over the shop. Well, I might just nick your profile picture, Dan, and we'll make you an emoji. Right, anyway, back to FPL, guys. We can talk about some other stuff after. After the deadline, guys, we'll talk about some other stuff for a little bit. So Leno to Pickford or Cody to Keane. I would prefer Cody to Keane, I think. Captain Zaha or Bruno or Greenwood. I'll go for Bruno. Guys, if you have Bruno and you don't know who to captain. If you have Bruno Fernandes in your team right now and you don't know who to captain, you've got your answer right there. Just captain Bruno, honestly. I'm kind of jealous of Bruno captain this game week. I really am. Is Rashford fine? Is he good for captain? I think so. I'm happy to take a punt on him. Where's Mouldy? Yeah, Mouldy needs an emoji as well. I think he's quite busy at the moment, to be fair, Mouldy. So fair play to him. He's worked very hard as well all season. Dan, thoughts on Ward for Palace? Yeah, I'm just not convinced by Palace's defence. I'm really not. Well, it's double game week though, and it's good fixtures. Sheffield United game, you perhaps get a clean sheet there, wouldn't you, at the very least? But is Ward also going to be rotated? Is Nathaniel Klein going to come back? He's in training now, isn't he? So potentially. Bring in DCL for Kane. Maybe on a free transfer. Probably not on anything else. Why is no one talking about Cavani? I put Cavani on my video yesterday. I put Cavani pretty low down. I don't really fancy Cavani, to be honest, just because he doesn't play multiple games in a row ever. Like, never. He plays one game, he misses the next. He plays one game, he misses the next. He never plays twice in 1 week. He's already played on Thursday. There's no way he plays on Sunday. Maybe he plays on the Tuesday against Leicester in a weakened team. But then no way he's playing starting against Liverpool. Maybe he comes off the bench a little bit here and there. Maybe he actually does something off the bench. But realistically, with Cavani, in terms of minutes played, I honestly think you'll be better off with someone like Salah, who does have the same kind of pedigree, but Salah will play more minutes than Cavani this game week. Only 8 minutes left. Yeah, we'll do a quick fire today, guys. By the way, we'll do a quick fire. As soon as in about a minute's time, if you we'll do quick fire questions, and I'll see how many I can answer. I think we're going to try and do 100 today, as long as you guys can keep your questions as simple as possible. You can do really, really simple questions. We'll do quick fire. So yeah, those of you who are new around here, of course, I was gonna explain the quickfire rules, but yeah, first of all, if you're new around here, subscribe. I would really, really appreciate that. And hopefully you're gonna like it around here. But what I was gonna say is, for quickfire, what we're gonna do is for the final 5 minutes of the up until deadline, what I need you guys to do is put questions in the chat. I need these questions to be as short and simple as possible. If they are longer questions, unfortunately, I'm going to have to skip past them. So if you can do me really, really short and sweet questions, I'm going to answer 100 of you. So if someone, I don't know if anyone's counting as well. So if someone can count how many questions I've answered, I know usually someone's counting or a few people are counting. Count how many questions I'm answering. And we're going to start in about 30 seconds. So get your questions in the chat now. And I'm going to answer 100. Just very short questions. This player or that player. Should I captain A? Should I captain B? Should I transfer in A? Should I transfer in B? Should I play A? Should I play B? You know, questions like that. You can ask me other random questions as well if you want, like what's my favourite energy drink, or, you know, what did I have for breakfast? Whatever. As long as it helps me reach 100 questions, as long as it counts towards the numbers, everything counts, and I will take it. So, get those questions in. We're gonna start. Well, we're gonna start as soon as I've got it up on my phone, because the questions come in. So right, okay, we're gonna start right away now. So, Salah captain, yes, go for it. Start Lingard or Phillips from Liverpool. I would start Phillips. Rashford in for Son. This game we can switch back next game week. No, just maybe if you're going to switch back, maybe just stick with Son. But Rashford is a great option for this game week. Bruno captain, yes, absolutely. Loris or Fabianski. I would probably go for. Oh no! Now I'll go for Loris, maybe. How will you approach Game Week 36? I will use some hits. Bench Kane or Son. I would bench Son and play Kane. Antonio or Lingard. I would prefer Antonio, to be fair, at the moment. Sigurdsson or Jota. I would go for Sigurdsson if I had a choice. Digne on Cody or Reguilon and Keane. I would go for the one with Digne in. Cody in. Cody out. Yes, I would take up Cody. Brexit or Remain. Remain. Why no Bruno? Because I just have other Man United players in my team. Cody or Veltman, I would go for Veltman this game week. Leno or Guaita, I would go for Guaita just because Leno's rotation risk at the moment. Zaha or Jota, I prefer Zaha. Maguire or Wan-Bissaka, I think I prefer Wan-Bissaka at the moment. Shaw or Greenwood captain, I would go for Greenwood. Veltman or Reguilon, I would go for Veltman probably. Captain Henderson or Benteke, Benteke, I guess. Ward or Coleman. I think I still prefer Coleman. Nat Phillips or Kane. Oh, you go for Kane on that one. Triple Salah, yeah, go for it. If you fancy a triple captain, go for it. Maddison to Zaha or Greenwood. Maybe go for Zaha, actually. Best goal. No, actually, just keep Maddison. Keep Maddison. Coleman or Target, go for Coleman. Bowen or Vidra, go for Bowen. Go for Son or Lingard, go for Son. Rudiger or Lingard, go for Rudiger for the double game week. DCL or Bamford, go for DCL. Yeah, bring in DCL for Bamford for sure. Cody to Keane, yeah, I like it. Kane or Bamford, go for Kane. Rashford captain, yeah, go for it. Start Kane or Rudiger. Start Kane, probably out of those two. Martinez or Guaita, go for Martinez. I would actually, if you've got Guaita, why not go for him? What are you drinking? I'm drinking black currant squash. White or black cap? I actually prefer the white one, I think, but I got the black one on today. Benteke top point scorer for the week? I don't think so. Triple captain Rashford, yeah, if you fancy it. It's a bit risky, but I like it. Rashford or Greenwood for captain? I think I prefer Rashford just slightly. Bruno or Rashford or Greenwood? Go for Bruno if you can. Start Kane or Watkins? I would start Watkins over Kane. Ketchup or brown sauce? I think I prefer ketchup, to be fair. Nat Phillips or Kane? I would prefer to go for Kane. Target or Rudiger? I would go for Target, I guess. Captain Greenwood or Rashford? Like I said, I prefer Rashford. AFTV or United Stand? AFTV, gotta be. Best goalkeeper choice? For the rest of the season, probably someone like Edison. Start Coleman or Wood? Start Coleman. Son or Lingard? I have Kane. Go for Son anyway. Start Lingard or Bamford? I think you've got to back your man Lingard, to be fair. Bench Rudiger, Holding or Son? I would probably bench Rudiger out of those three, to be fair. Cody to Lindelof? No, probably not. Favourite colour? I don't know. Maybe like green or pink. I like those colours a lot. Play Smith Rowe or Lingard? I play Lingard. Smith Rowe won't get the game time. Rashi captain? Yes. Dallas? Probably not this game week. It's not really the week for Dallas. Will Leno start? I'm not 100% sure. Trent or Jota? I would go for Trent 100%. Vice captain Greenwood or Salah? I've gone for Greenwood, but Salah's not a bad pick either. Watkins or DCL? I prefer DCL. Maguire or Bissaka? I prefer Wan-Bissaka. Eze or Harrison? I prefer Eze. I've got two Palace defenders and Zaha free hit play. Oh, yeah, probably. Start Dunk or Lingard? I will start probably Dunk this game week, to be fair. Replacement for... voice crack. Replacement for Saka. There's not really much choice. Maybe James Ward-Prowse. Zaha or Castagna? I prefer Zaha. Your city in the UK? My closest city is probably Cambridge. Captain Salah, even with Bruno? No, go for Bruno. A proper 12? I don't know what that means. Lingard or Konsa? Go for Konsa for the double game week. Dinya or Robber? I prefer Dinya for this game week. Pizza or burger? I will go for a pizza because I don't eat beef. Good evening. Yes, indeed. DCL or Greenwood captain? Go for Greenwood for the triple game week. You know, we love that. Go for Phillips or Foster. Foster on bench boost. Go for Phillips. Salah or DCL captain? I would go for Salah out of those two. And Martinez or Mendy? I would go for Mendy. You know, even though the fixtures, I still prefer Mendy. Lingard or Saka bench? I would bench Saka and play Lingard. Is Ward nailed? I'm not 100% sure because Klein is back. I don't know if Klein is going to be ready in time. Dallas or Cody? I'll go for Dallas maybe this game week. Arteta out? No. Start Sofal or Cody? I would start probably Sofal, to be honest. Any standout Arsenal or Chelsea assets? Not really, to be honest. Flat Earth or Round? I'll go for Round. Marvel or DC Comics? I'll go for Marvel. Coleman or Rudiger? I'll go for Coleman. Salah or Greenwood captain? I think I would prefer Greenwood, but also Salah is fine. Who do you support? I support Arsenal. Zaha or Greenwood? I'll go for Zaha, maybe, but probably Greenwood, to be fair. Son or Reguilon? Play Son. Rudiger, Keane or Lindelof? Choose two. I'll go for Keane and Lindelof. Bench Holding or Kane or Son. Play your Spurs guys. Alonso or Veltman? I'll go for Veltman, to be fair. Son or Zaha? Definitely Zaha. And that's time. That's time. Whew. How did we do? How did we do? Yeah, someone tell me how I did. But guys, yeah, that's the deadline. The triple game week is afoot. This is exciting times in FPL history, guys. Honestly, guys, you're going to remember, one day you'll be thinking back and you'll be thinking, when was the last time we had a triple game week? And the next triple game week will be in like 10, 15 years time. And you'll be thinking, when was the last triple game week? Where was I? Well, you were here watching FPL Mate Thinking about Manchester United assets, who do you want to buy? This is, it's a big moment. It's a big moment. There you go, guys. Before you go, like the stream, subscribe. I'm gonna stay on for a little bit longer. I don't know if anyone was counting the questions by any chance. Hopefully, we got around. Oh, I counted 81. That's not bad. It's not 100 though. We did okay. We did okay. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna stay on for stream for just a little bit longer, just because I've not got anything to do for the next half an hour. So, I mean, I could do a little bit of work, but who's got the time? Edward says, I'm going to tell my kids about this game week. Don't blame you. Sophie Watt says, hit the like for speed rounds, mates. Yeah, we do like the speed round quick fire. Of course, what is impressive is how quickly you can process the information. Super brain. Well, yeah. To be fair, some of the information I'm not processing. Some of it is just, going on gut a little bit. The best advice is not going to come in the quickfire round, but hopefully it will help you with those, some decisions anyway. 92, 95, some people saying some different numbers. I don't think we hit 100, but we answered quite a few questions, and hopefully I answered one of your questions, and hopefully you're pretty happy with that. Luke V says, when are you getting this Spurs shirt? Right, okay. Should we talk about that? Let's talk about the Spurs shirt. So, I said before, some of you guys may know already, some of you guys might not, but I said maybe a month or maybe 2 months ago that if I don't finish in the top 100k, I would wear a Spurs shirt for, the final stream of the season. Like I'll do a stream at the end of the season, like after the games are finished, or maybe even during the games. I'm not exactly sure yet. But basically, at the end of game week 38, I'm gonna do a stream, and if I finish outside the top 100k, I'm going to wear a Spurs shirt for stream. Now I'm an Arsenal fan, by the way, so this is a big deal. I can't stand the idea of wearing a Spurs shirt, to be honest, but I will do it if I don't finish top 100k. Now, I was really, really convinced that I was going to be in the top 100k. I mean, my score was in the top 100k at one point, literally before last game week. Last game week, oh my god. What? I just... last game it sent me for 10. It sent me for whatever. 40k rank drop, going from 100k to 140k, and suddenly it's looking more likely that I might have to wear a Spurs shirt. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Sophie Watt says, "Can we do captains now?" What do you mean by that? Because FPL Giant says, "I agree. Can we do the captains now?" What do you mean by that? Of course, a Spurs shirt thing is fine, Dan. I'm Hull fan, and we strongly dislike Leeds. The Leeds shirt I have used for Dustin. Well, the problem is, I don't want to give Tottenham Hotspur my money to buy a shirt. I've got a few Spurs fans who are friends, actually, so maybe I can nick one of their shirts so I don't have to pay for one, because that would be tragic. That would be tragic. You can still get top 100k. Yeah, I know I still can get top 100k. I'm still pretty confident that I'll get in the top 100k. But last game week, it's one of those moments. And honestly, if I was not doing the YouTube thing, I probably would have given up on the season at that point, because I was genuinely so upset. Oh god, yeah, captains. I forgot to do captains. Okay, yeah. Sorry. Right. We'll talk about rubbish in a second. For the next 5 minutes, we're going to talk about captains. So everyone who is still here, and let's see how many of you guys are here. There's still 400 of you here. I want as many of you as possible to type into the chat just one message, one quick word. I want you to write in who you are captaining, or who you did captain for game week 35. Who is your captain of the week? Just Whoever you are, don't be shy. Type it in the chat. Hit enter. Let's see who you are captaining. And by doing that, we're going to get a good idea of who's captained who. How many people have captained certain players. So stick that in the chat, guys. Let's see who you've captained. And we'll see. We'll see where we're at. We do it every week. You guys know the drill. So, and I'm going to read them out in a quick fire way. So, Bruno, Zaha, Maguire, another Bruno, another Zaha. Okay, we've got Greenwood here. Bruno. Lots of Brunos. Bruno, wow. Okay, yeah, we're heavy Bruno. We've got a couple of Greenwoods, a couple of Rashfords, but not massively. We've got Iheanachos involved here as well. We're Bruno Fernandes all over the place. And then with sprinklings of Rashford, there's more Salah than there is of Rashford. By the looks of things. So Bruno is going to be like 80% of you guys are going to captain Bruno, right? And then Salah, maybe, and then Rashford, then Greenwood. Perhaps Zaha on equal with Greenwood, you know. Someone's gone for Benteke there, which is pretty interesting. Sigurdsson, like it. Oh, man, you guys are all about Bruno. Honestly, I can't blame you. We've got Vardy in there, which I'm not fully convinced by. Yeah, I like it. I do. Yeah, I wish I had Bruno. I wish I could captain him because it's a great shout. And you guys are clearly on it. I'm liking it. Triple captain Bruno. A couple of people triple captain Bruno. We like that as well. You must be pretty excited about this game week. Triple game week, triple captain. How often do you get to say you've played your triple captain on a triple game week player? That's insane. You lucky guys. Man, yeah, good luck. That's insane. Like someone said earlier, you'll tell your kids about this game week. The game you triple captained a triple game week player. Wow. Couple of Iheanachos there as well. Do you think Vardy will play both games? Yeah, I do think he will, but I'm not 100% convinced he will. Salah all the way. Yeah, don't blame me on Salah either. Salah seems like a sensible pick. Bruno for me. David Chill Guy says, I can't believe I fell asleep. Maybe Iheanacho. Yeah, it could work out, you know. It could work out. A few people gone for Henderson for their captain. I find that kind of a bit bizarre. Just the idea of going for a goalkeeper captain, it's just... Because the only way a goalkeeper gets serious FPL points is when they save a penalty, isn't it, really? But maybe, yeah, maybe Henderson starts all three. There you go. In retrospect, which chip would you have saved had you been able to foresee this season in the first week itself? Probably, maybe bench boost, I guess. Because I'd have double 4-star. I've had Lingard. I'd have Vidra. Cedric is rubbish. I'd probably just take a -4. Get Cedric out. No, in fact, I probably wouldn't take a -4. I probably would have kept like Kane. I would have taken out Cedric, replaced him with like, I don't know, someone. Yeah. I would have loved to have done a bench boost this game week for sure. Pranay says, what was your rank in your first FPL season? It wasn't great. It was like, like 1 millionth. Yeah. When I first started playing FPL, I sort of was interested at the start of the season and then kind of got bored pretty quickly. But, I was a lot younger. I had other things to do, like partying. Unfortunately, there's not been much partying this last year, has there? So I think we're all in the same boat. Triple captain, definitely if I had it left. Yeah, no, that would have been exciting too. But I just feel like there's so many points to be gained from a bench boost. Usually a bench boost will be more effective than your triple captain. Now, this year, my triple captain was actually my most effective chip by a long way. But a bench boost, when used well, can just can be so good. Sophie Watts says, loving watching Leicester at the moment. Lived there for a good 15 years and have a soft spot for them. You do when you live in a certain place. You do get a soft spot, don't you? And Leicester, yeah, no, I'm enjoying Leicester at the minute. Dan Cross says, I've realised I forgot to do my draft team again. Does anyone play draft? Yeah, me and some local friends usually do a draft at the beginning of the season, but we get bored of that very quickly, or forget to do it more because we're so focused on the main FPL league. because we do have every year we have well, I say every year, we've only been going 2 years. We have an awards ceremony at the end of the season. There's like 25 of us guys and girls who are in the league. Big trophy gets awarded. I've actually got the big trophy somewhere because I won last year. One season. There we go. All right, here it is. I forgot I had it hidden under there. So here it is. Here is the trophy for my mini league that you win. Might invest in a slightly bigger one because it's like it's a decent size, but I like a bigger trophy if I'm honest. So yeah, we give that trophy away. We're going to switch that around. Whoever's the winner of the year gets to keep that trophy in their house for the year. I think it's a pretty cool idea to do that kind of thing. But yeah, don't know if I'm going to win it just because the season I've had this year. I don't know if I'll win the league this year. I probably won't, to be fair. I was in a good position to potentially win it up until last game week, which is just, I'm so far behind now in my mini league. In my local mini league, so we'll have to unfortunately pass that trophy on by the looks of things. But yeah, no, I definitely recommend, guys. If you're in a local mini league, just do something at the end of the season. Get all your friends together who are in the mini league. Hand out trophies and medals. Like we did mini trophies as well. I've got one here. Mini trophies as well. We did like silly little awards, like the underdog of like who was the biggest underdog in the season. So if you did bad at the start and then you did really well at the end of the season, we gave out most improved FPL manager in the league. We gave out a little trophy for that. We gave out a little trophy for like best single game week score. So if one guy got like 135 points in a single game week, that was the highest game week score of anyone in the league. So we gave a little trophy for that, and yeah, we had some beers, we gave out trophies, we gave out certificates. It's a really there's actually the certificates I actually did up there. I'm not gonna show them because my fiance's name is on one of them, and they're stuck to the wall as well. I don't really want to dox her if I'm honest, but there you go. A lot of people do money leagues and stuff like that, but I prefer a trophy. I think that's more fun. Maybe do medals this year. But yeah, I think that is that kind of thing of having banter with your friends. Like we've got a group chat for the mini league. There's always banter in there. I think doing that kind of stuff. Handing out trophies, having banter, seeing who wins, who does really badly, laughing at bad scores, celebrating good scores, and all stuff like that. That is what has really made me fall in love with FPL, and hopefully that portrays in the content that I'm making a little bit, because I think I really would recommend it to anyone. Just make the most. FPL can be a huge thing. It really can. In America, everyone's doing this kind of stuff, and they love it with American football. So yeah, Einar says, "Are you winning?" Well, no, I was competing until last week. One of my friends actually was doing so well at the beginning of the season that he left the league because I refused to help him because I wanted to catch him up. So he left the league. Said, "Okay, if I leave the league, will you help me now?" I said, "Yeah, fine." I think he's like he's got to be ranked like 3 or 4K at the moment. I can't remember exactly, but he was absolutely he was killing it. So I'm trying to help him out my best and to keep him up there. Really, it seems to be working. Sophie Watt says group chat of FPL banter has been my lifesaver during lockdown. To be fair, absolutely, yeah. Especially during lockdown, it was really nice, Phil says, we had a few years in a row where the winner ended up using the money to buy drinks, so everyone started on double vodkas or whiskies, so ended up slaughtered at the end of the night. Love that. Absolutely love that. You know what? That's a really nice thing to do, If you're getting together and giving away prize money and the winner is spending that money back on the league, that's brilliant. Celebrate it. But yeah, I hope you guys are all doing okay. Gilberto says we're all chipping in $5 for our mini league, and the winner gets a jersey of their favourite club. Yeah, that's a cool idea as well. Really cool ideas. Yeah, I'm sure you guys have got all kind of things that you got going on. Yeah, and if you're not, honestly, I really do recommend it. Even though, if you got like 3 or 4 mates. Barry Shuttleworth says, sounds like you should be asking your mate for advice. Yeah, well, yeah, definitely. In the early season, he was just killing it. Like, every single decision went right. He would buy like a random player, and suddenly they would just start scoring. Like, James Ward-Prowse would score like 2 points every game week for 10 game weeks. He'd decide to buy him one game week, and he scored 15 points. Sometimes things just go your way, and maybe that helps you play with a bit more confidence. I do believe that if you start off a season well, the sky is your limit. It really is. Because a lot of success on FPL is about reaching the template and going beyond the template. As soon as you've achieved the ideal template, you already know that you're going to be consistently scoring above average points. And then after that, you can start sprinkling in some differentials. Who do you think is going to do well next? And suddenly, you can go up and up and up and up and up and up. If you find yourself with a really bad start, you don't have your wild card or for whatever reason, or maybe you do, before you can even start thinking about the future, you have to get your team to a certain standard. You have to achieve the template. For example, if everyone's got, I don't know, maybe someone's in the situation where at the beginning of the season, Son, Kane, and Bruno are scoring really well. They're doing really well. Son, Kane, and Bruno are doing really well. But you've got Aubameyang, you've got KDB, and you've got Jamie Vardy, who weren't doing so well at the beginning of the season. Before you can even think about doing transfers that you actually want to make, looking forward into the future, you have to catch up with the rest of the guys who already have Kane, who already have Son, who already have Bruno Fernandes. You've got to get to that place first before you can actually start, doing stuff. Of course, do you ever get shout outs on Discord promote your stuff? Just wondering, as all helps with work. Self-employed artist. Of course, what kind of art do you make, man? Is it like graphic design? Is it, commissioned, avatars? Or is it, actual physical canvas painting? Dan Cross says, every group chat has one. The person who uses all their chips at the start. Yes, absolutely. There's always someone who uses 4 chips in 4 game weeks without a shadow of a doubt. And then they think, they get to game week 4. They've used all their chips. They're convinced that I'm the best. I'm clearly the best in this league. No, you're not the best. You just use all your chips in 4 weeks. That's why you got so many points. 2, the one who gives up after game week 5. Yep, always someone like that. The obsessed one, some eyes emoji. Dan Cross, you're the obsessed one in your group, aren't you? I don't worry, because I'm the obsessed one in my group as well. And for the one who has an amazing team name, there's always a couple of good team names, Dan loved Morpay, was a more patient. Oh, I like the word more patient for a long time, and now he's a forgotten man. Good, glad he's behind me. Francis Tan says, it sounds like you're talking about me. Are you the 4 chip man? 4 chips in 4 game weeks? Phil says, I quite often start bad and need to wild cards to catch the template. Yeah, that's what I tried to do this year. But my wild card template turned out to be bad again. I had players like Morpay who did nothing. I had Nathan Ferguson who did nothing. I had I can't remember who else I had in my wild card, but it was just basically just a bunch of epic fails in there who did so well for the first few game weeks and then just dropped off. The good thing is that at least I had I don't even think I had both Son and Kane at that point, because everyone was like, yeah, Son and Kane, they did well one game week, but then they're not going to do so well now. But then they just kept going and going, so maybe I had one of them, I can't remember. Chester TM says, got Van Arnholt as a punt. Hey, it's fun. It's fun if nothing else. Sat Singh says, the one who always played the wrong chip by accident. Yeah, there's always someone who said, oh, I've accidentally taken a -40. Okay. What do you want me to do? Can you add 40 points to my score? I accidentally took a minus 40. No. Get out of here. Yeah, there's always different characters in the mini leagues, right? Pranay says, which Premier League side is the nearest from your location? In terms of travel, it only takes sort of 40 minutes on a train to get to the Emirates. So that's why I've supported Arsenal. I do live a little bit in the middle of nowhere, to be fair. But Arsenal are my closest team in terms of which would be the easiest to get to, because I can just hop on a train and be there in 40 minutes. But you know, in the area I am, I guess the nearest teams are like Cambridge City or Luton Town, or you know, there's not much in the ways of good football teams where I'm from, right? Although Luton aren't doing too badly at the moment. Seemar says, Dan Hodgson says Ferguson's back in training. Yes, I did see that earlier. It's good news. What are his chances for next season since you had him for so long? You know what? If Nathan Ferguson is 4 million next season, how can I not put him in my team? You would have thought I'd learn my lesson. Guys, I'm not going to learn my lesson. I'm not learning my lesson on Nathan Ferguson. He's a channel legend, guys. If I can't, you know, put my pride to the side and enjoy a little bit of banter around you guys, my FPL mates, and make Ferguson the biggest meme going. There you go. Arsenal ain't a good football team, lol. You got me. You got me. I tell you what. That 8-year-old on the school playground who picked Arsenal because he liked watching Thierry Henry. He made a bad choice. Should have chosen Manchester City or Chelsea. That's who he should have chosen. Of course, that was before they got the money. If only I grew up supporting Barcelona. It'd be boring anyway. Be boring. I don't mind. You know, Arsenal, like, obviously we're in a bad space right now, but you can't be good all the time. I wish we were doing a bit better, but whatever. Khalif says, second year playing FPL with friends. Nice. First season came in 10th out of 19. Now first out of 21, leading by 5 points. Nice one, man. That's what we call improvement. We love that. Of course, says abstract painting on canvas using acrylics and pouring medium, or you'd like. I can share the name, but only if you'd like. No, share the name. Put your I don't know if the actually the I don't know if you've got like an Instagram or a website or something. Share it. Why not? I'm sure a few of us guys will go check it out. I'll certainly go check it out. Ants Gunner says, it's sad to see as an Arsenal fan how terrible we are right now. Yeah, of course it's sad, but you know, it is what it is. I think our club, you know, is big enough. We've got good enough infrastructure. We're a well-run enough club. We're in a fantastic location in London. We've got a big stadium. Arsenal is still a big club, and they do have the potential, even though things might not be right now. I think there's going to be always, well, at least for a long time, going to be a lot of potential for Arsenal to succeed in the future. Maybe it's not going to be now. Maybe it's not going to be for 5 years. Maybe it's not going to be for 10 years. But you know, this is not forever, and because of the kind of club that Arsenal is, I don't think this is forever. We'll get there. We'll get there. Just got to be patient, and you know, until then, we can just concentrate on FPL instead, right? FPL guide says dropped from top 1k because of last week's point. Yeah, it was a tough one. Armin says, do you think this is the best double game week of the season? I don't see how we can say it's not. You know, considering we've got triple game weeks, this really is you know, not on a once in a lifetime thing, but it's certainly a really rare occasion, really rare occasion, and an exciting occasion as well. Rufus says, why is Holding not preferred by Arsenal fans while he gets most bonus points when they keep a clean sheet? because he's a pretty good player, but I just think David Luiz as a right-sided centre-back is probably slightly better. You know, he comes with a bit more experience. I think kind of he's our guy, right? Satsin says Arsenal was sleeping giant in football. Your owners are the problem, just like United. Yeah, that's kind of what I was alluding to. I don't want to be so arrogant as to say that Arsenal were a sleeping giant. But certainly we're a big enough club to come back from this. Right, we're not going into debt. We're not gonna. It's gonna be fine. Not sure if I'm going to post a link on here for that social media platform. So if not, J Bain Art. There you go, guys. Everyone search. Wait, I don't know if we're searching on Google or. Well, let's do a Google. I'm just going to do it on my phone because my computer's lagging. J Bain Art. And there you go. If anyone is. Oh, there you are. J Bain Art. All one word on Instagram. There you go. Looks pretty nice, man. Very cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Guys, go check out Offcore, who is of course, a channel member, a regular commenter, poster, character of the channel. Go check out his artwork because it looks pretty cool. And see, I'm sure he'll appreciate the support. Arsenal shambles every year, to be fair. Well, yeah, you say that, but definitions of shambles have changed. Definitions of shambles have been changed because before we'd say it's a shambles when we win the FA Cup and finish top 4. You know, for any football team right now, other than maybe Man City, you know, if Liverpool finished top 4 and won the FA Cup this season, they would be buzzing. It's a great achievement, but, you know, Arsenal fans perhaps were a little bit disillusioned with where we're at. I don't know if you should be happy with top 4 and an FA Cup, but it's not bad, is it? I think most fans would be happy with that. Chelsea fans would be happy about that this season. Liverpool fans would be happy with that this season. Spurs fans would be over the moon if they could do that just once. Get top 4 and an FA Cup in the same season. They would be buzzing for that. Problem is, Arsenal fans thought, well, you know, we're above Chelsea, we're above Manchester City and Manchester. Well, you know, we're a big club. Manchester United and Arsenal are the two big clubs, right? That's what we thought. Well, we're not. By that point, Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool coming back, Spurs now a real force. I think we overestimated ourselves and we made managerial changes. We overestimated how good we already are. We didn't compete with these other teams that were just getting better and better and better and better and better all around us. We didn't replace the players that we sold. We didn't spend any real money. You know, Ozil was a good signing, I guess, at the time, but he was given, you know, the contract situation. Some of the contracts players have been given, which is still going, by the way. You know, fringe players like Willian is on year. You know, he got a long contract. We've got Cedric. He's a fringe player. He's got a long contract. I don't actually know how long Cedric's contract is. Mari. We've got so many players on these contracts, and we're not even playing them. So, yeah, it's not a great time for Arsenal right now, but it's been a long time in the making, if we're completely honest. That's from last time I streamed, I think. Last game week. Yeah, I'm just going to get on Twitter, guys, because what is it doing that for? Let's just go on can I go on my notifications, please? Go away! Yeah, I cannot wait to get a new PC, by the way. So we can just avoid this lag forever. Let's go on my notifications because hopefully... Oh, by the way, guys, I'm like 40 Twitter followers away from 10,000 followers. So if you haven't done already, I would absolutely love it if you consider following me on Twitter because we really are close to 10k. That would be amazing. If I reload this page, hopefully the lineup should be out. Maybe because there's a slight stream delay, you might already know the lineups, but we'll get them on screen and we'll share them with the crowd. For those of you who can't be asked to go on Twitter. It seems oh, is it here? This could be this. Come on. Show me some lineups. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. Yeah, I actually saw this earlier. So Castagna's playing on the left this time, Ricardo on the right. I don't know if that's going to affect Castagna slightly because he has been playing really well on the right. But we've got Vardy and Iheanacho there for those of you guys who have Vardy and Iheanacho too. A few of you guys will have Castagna like me. Looking pretty nice, I guess. So yeah, pretty nice. Newcastle, we saying Bravka. Oh, interesting. Emil Kraft, is he playing at centre back? And Paul Dummett is centre back as well. So there's only really one natural centre back there. I guess you could arguably say Paul Dummett is a natural centre back now. But yeah, they've got some interesting attackers there. Cam Wilson, Sam Maximan, and Almiron up front. You know, Willock there as well. It's a nice midfield and it's kind of an attack. Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, I'm still hoping for a clean sheet, but that is it's not the surprisingly attacking. You know, you can say it's 5 at the back, but is it really? Matt Ritchie and Jacob Murphy aren't fullbacks, are they? And you know, with Willock in central midfield, who I like by the way a lot, Almiron and Sam Maximan Wilson up front. That's actually if you were a Newcastle fan, from what you have, that's not the worst thing in the world, right? I guess the Leicester lineup is going to be the main one we're interested in. Yeah. Oh, a few of you guys said you followed. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. But there you go, guys. I think now we've looked at the lineups and we've chatted about all kinds of stuff. I think that's probably a good time to leave the stream there. An hour till kickoff. Go and do a little bit of make some food and then watch the football, I suppose, and then finish off with a bit of Apex Legends, I think, later on. It sounds like a good evening to me. Dan, will you finally tell us your old YouTube channel? Yeah, when I hit 100,000 subscribers, I'll tell you all. We can go through my entire old YouTube channel when I hit 100,000 subscribers. But there you go, guys. Check out, there's a link that Dan Cross posted in the chat as well for Off Course Art. Go check that out. You know, follow me on Twitter, like the stream, subscribe if you're new, whatever. Enjoy. But guys, good luck for this triple game week. Hope you have an excellent weekend, and hopefully we get massive, amazing scores. I'll catch up with you guys for another stream on Monday. I'll hopefully chat with some of you guys over on Twitter as well as the goals go in. And yeah, good luck once again, and I'll see you later, mates. Bye bye.